born and raised in the Newtown community, lived most of his adult life in Portland, Oregon, retired from the Air National Guard and several corporations, and after about 50 years decided to move back to his hometown of Montgomery, Alabama, and went back to his home neighborhood of Newtown and started working with the community and with kids there. He's a licensed pilot. He currently teaches aviation to young people in the Newtown and surrounding communities. He also serves as a volunteer chaplain at the city jail and at the county jail, and I'm privileged to have him with us to bring our prayer today, Mr. James Hall.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can we all bow our heads, please?
Yes, sir.
Dear Heavenly Father, in Jesus' name, we humble ourselves in thanksgiving for this opportunity to ask for your divine intervention in our gathering this evening. Every item on the agenda we present to you, and we ask for your divine intervention, for wisdom for the council, for also everyone that is presenting their issues before the council. You declare in your word that we should seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto it. So, Lord, we come before you and ask that you give wisdom, divine direction over every issue that will be discussed, and we ask for the greater outcome. Dear Lord, we would be remiss if we did not pray your special blessing for everyone in this room. We not only pray for the city of Montgomery, but every city in this state. And we pray, Father, that your blessing will be on each of us to be the person of impact that you've called us to be, not only to the city, the state, but to the whole world. For you give us the summation that you so loved the whole world, that you gave your one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Let us be known for our love for one another and our respect for one another. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Please rise for pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council, any motion on the work session minutes for June the 20th.
Move to adopt.
Have motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
The motion on the regular minutes of the regular council meeting for the 20th.
Move to adopt.
Have motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you. We have a couple, three things that we want to chat about tonight, and then I'm going to introduce representatives from the Chamber of Commerce. In keeping with our department reports, the Chamber of Commerce is a vital part of our city and our community, and they're going to bring a message of success tonight. But before we do that, we've got a couple of sports teams that we want to make sure that we recognize. We all know Elton Dean. Elton Dean is the commissioner of the Southern League. The Southern League Dixie Youth Baseball and Softball Organization was founded 54 years ago in the spring of 1963. Their mission is to promote, devote, educate, supervise, and voluntarily assist in all lawful ways. I love the lawful part. The interest of those who will participate in the Southern League District Youth Baseball and Softball. The league accepts applications from girls and boys between the ages of 5 and 18, and currently and annually enrolls approximately 18 to 20 teams. Now, we do not have 18 to 20 teams tonight, but we have representation from a lot of the teams. I told you Elton is the commissioner. The league's vice president of fundraising and sponsorship is Dr. Betty Ann Palmer, who is with us this evening. And Betty Ann, if I would ask you to come forward and bring a message, and then what we're going to do is we're going to ask each of the teams to come up and get a picture with the council. Unfortunately, we're not in a position time-wise to give out the certificates to everyone. because you got a lot of them. But we want to hear from you and thank you, because while they're practicing baseball, while they're playing baseball, they're doing good things and not doing other things. So thank you for your leadership in that regard.
Thank you. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank our mayor for allowing us to come, and our city councilman for allowing us to come. Our city councilman for District 6 is Councilman Fred Bell. Please raise your hand. And we also, and we also have Councilman William Green. He's in District 5.
Too much love now. Don't show too much love.
Yeah. But yes, we are Southern League, and as the mayor has already stated, we're a league that started in 1863. We're one of the oldest leagues here. And we have a good program going on, and our girls play ball this summer. We're trying to build our program, so when you see Southern League asking for a donation, you know why we are asking for a donation. But we thank the Lord for allowing us to have girls who really love the game of sports. Because we try to teach them more than just sports. We try to teach them disciplines, adequacy, make sure they get their homework, and all these things and above. And tonight with me, we have a few coaches here with us. Mr. Clear is here. Coach Shipman is here. And we have other coaches from the Roadrunners that I saw earlier. Where is he? Please stand, sir. Thank you. And we have other coaches as well, and I know time is very well spent, but we thank you from the very bottom of our hearts, and we thank our concession stand manager, Ms. Pinky Anderson. She's here. She kept keep the girls filled with food and everything, and we thank you. And we ask that all Southern League girls at this time who are represented, parent and students, but first of all, let's have the girls to please stand. All the ball players to please stand. Because these girls work real hard. They work really, really hard supporting. Yes. We thank them very, very much. Now the parents of the children, please stand. Because, without the parents, we can't do anything. And we thank you so very much. So very much. And we competed in several games this year, but unfortunately we was unable to go to the state because we need more pitching. So therefore we'll be coming to our city councilman to get funding to help us put out a program for our girls so we can have more pitching. And my thing is...
You'll buy a pitcher?
Hey, hopefully get someone to help train. And Mayor, it'll be good if you come out there and help work with the girls.
Oh, I can pitch, baby.
Okay.
I can pitch.
All right.
Can we ask the Sweeties to come up? That's not a sexist statement. That's the name of the team.
Yeah.
The Sweeties come up.
Yeah.
The Darlings, if you would, in front of the city council. Coaches, if you'll come as well. The Angels, 9 and 10. The Ponytails, 10 and 12. And the Bells and the Debs, 13 and up. If y'all would all come and stand in front of the city council, we'll get a picture with everybody. How about that?
That's great, sir.
Is that good?
That's real good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good. Thank you. Let's
so
go get a
much.
picture made.
Okay.
Coach, come on up.
Phone up there. Phone up there.
Go. We didn't want you up here anyway.
You going down?
He's got the granddaughter. Come on, go, William. Go. More room for us up here.
There you go. I can't deal like you can.
Glenn and I.
Hey, I get a picture. That's what I got to say.
Southern League. Southern League.
One more time. Southern League. You got enough? Right. Thank y'all so much. This is the East Montgomery Angels team. The East Montgomery Angels softball team, ages 9 and 10. They're right here. Went undefeated. That lucky 13-0. You got it, Richard? 13-0 through sub-district, district, and the state tournament. Has that ever been done before? 2015. Same thing in 2015. The team outscored their opponents 116-10. That is incredible. The state tournament was held in Eufaula this past weekend. East Montgomery Angels are now the state champions and headed to Sumter, South Carolina for the Dixie Softball World Series July 28th through August the 2nd. 8 of these players were on the state championship World Series team 2 years ago in the Darlings age division. Their head coach is Billy Taylor. Billy, if you'll come and say a word to you.
Mr. Mayor, I just want to take a second to thank the city services for making it possible for us to have fields to play on, nice facilities to play ball that without their help, we couldn't do it. And a special thanks to Mr. Bollinger, who's our District 1 councilman. Without his continued support of East Montgomery League, it's made it all possible for us. Appreciate it, Mr. Bollinger. Also, I just want to let everybody know that we're trying to raise money to go to Sumter, South Carolina. The girls they put in the work on and off the field, definitely. We have expended our resources we raised all of our money ourselves to go to the state. We didn't ask anybody for anything. So we got out, we done yard sales on Atlanta Highway, we done car washes. A lot of these people stopped by and donated and helped. The donut sales, pizza sales. We waited tables at Pizza Perfect, bus tables and waited tables. They love that part.
How much do they eat?
They eat. They also eat, and they got their good tips for it.
Billy, how much is it going to cost you to go to state?
Probably for the girls to go and have a good time, it's probably going to cost about $6,000. $6,000. And that's room and board and getting them over there and feeding them and getting them back.
I think you just
But we open play July 29th against Texas. We're representing. We're now Team Alabama. We went over there in 2000.
Montgomery, Alabama.
Team Montgomery, Alabama. We went. 8 of these girls went in 2015. We won our first 2 games. We thought we were in the driver's seat. Next thing you know, we're coming back on, finished third. Well, we finished third, and we got work left to do. And I got a good group of girls that put in the work. And thank y'all for your time. And these girls are enjoying
Girls,
this.
come on now. Let's get a picture there. Come on, folks.
We can go sit down.
Tracy goes down that way. Sit down, Tracy.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Angel. Oh, we got a spot for that. Angel.
All together.
Thank you. Angel. Put up the next slides, please, Mike. Next slides. Let me run through these, if you will. Susan Carmichael's here and her team. You know, a year ago, August 2016, we started this litter initiative where we were essentially going on state rights of way and some of our own city rights of way to clean up some of the debris and trash that our citizens and other travelers deposit upon us. In 10 months, we've worked 1,000 hours. These are Red Eagle Honor Farm. We average about 3 a week. We've walked 5. I've only walked about 20 steps of the way. We've walked 500 miles picking up trash. We've got 440 tons, which is 80,000 pounds of litter that has been collected. Susan, that's a very, very good result for 10 months, and we're going to continue that, and hopefully we can even expand that. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that that was in process, and it's touching all parts of our city, even those rights-of-way the state has, and some rights-of-ways that we have. Next slide, please. All right, Dawn Hathcock's here, the Chamber. They're proud owners of this through the first 5 months of this year. Year-to-date occupancy, you see Montgomery is again #1, followed closely by Birmingham, Huntsville, and Mobile. The downtown occupancy is 76%. East Chase is at 70%. Frankly, normally it's about 73, 74 for both of them, but it will change after this week because we've got the All-Star tournament in town, and we got lots of people staying out in that neck of the woods. Take the next slide, please. This is a little more information. For 4 years now and 5 months, Montgomery has led the state in hotel occupancy, which leads us to have what you see on the board under construction/development. There are 2 125-room properties each under construction today. There's one that we are just a few days, if not 2 weeks away from being able to announce. And we have 2 that are under contract negotiations. I have a high degree of confidence that those will in fact be able to close, and we'll announce those in a month or 2. That will provide 600 additional rooms, which is about a 10% increase in supply, because right now we have 750 downtown, and we've got a total room supply of 6,125. If you just add the 600 to the 750, that'll take us up to 1,300, 1,350, which is the next echelon in being able to get conventions here. We've got enough exhibition space between the Renaissance and across the street here, and also Embassy Suites, but that would give us 1,300 within a block or 2-block walking distance. That's a very good track record. To be able to keep that up for 4.5 years is incredible. Dawn, congratulations. Thank you for your leadership, and thank your teams for that. Certainly our Sports Commission and our Parks and Rec has played a great role in that, because the third leg on the stool we have now is that sports, and as I indicated, we'll have somewhere in the 8,000 to 9,000 people range in Montgomery this week for the All-Star game. We got 5,000 coaches, we got 500 players, and they each bring a significant other. Next slide, please. This is the Business Confidence Index. There was a big article in the paper over the weekend about that. For the third quarter, we are back in first place. The last 2 quarters, we've been #2, but we're ahead of Huntsville, we're ahead of Mobile, we're ahead of Birmingham, and certainly the number is ahead of Alabama. For 19 of the last 27 quarters, that's about a 70%, we have been #1, and for 9 of the last 12 quarters, we've been #1, which is 75%. And since we've been tracking this about 6 years ago, we've never been below #2. So we're #1 and #2. Is there another slide? Good. This is our report. This is a good segue into the Chamber of Commerce, because this confidence index is actually done in the blind by the University of Alabama, and it's done to business people in Montgomery. And they are expressing their confidence in our economy, in our city government, in our chamber, as to what's going to happen for the next 3 months. So with that, I'd like to call on Randy George and David Reed, who also have Mike Hart, as well as our own Judge Price, who are incoming officers at the Chamber of Commerce. And I think Randy and David are going to take the podium, if you would. So Mike and Judge, why don't you receive the accolades of this group. You notice Judge Price was the first one to stand. All right, Randy or David, who's going to go first? David, you're going to introduce, huh? Good. Thanks, David. David is the present chair. Judge Price is the incoming, and Mike would be after that. Randy, of course, is the president, the executive director.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to introduce Randy, the president. No, thank y'all for letting us be here. It's a great honor to be here, and it's important because this chamber and this council and this city have a relationship that I think, is unique among all other cities in Alabama and most in the country, where we work together and we're partners and have a relationship that brings economic growth and confidence, just like the mayor showed on that last slide, to the city of Montgomery. And it's a confidence the business district has, the business community feels good about Montgomery, and everything good, the economic that happens to Montgomery also happens to each one of the citizens. Now, Randy has a short presentation to go over some of the same sort of economic news that the mayor's shown you already, but it's got prettier pictures with it.
Thank you, David. Council, appreciate the opportunity to come talk to you today. Mayor, as you can see from the first slide, it's kind of our slogan, we build, and we do that through a comprehensive economic development strategy that covers all of these components: business recruitment, expansion, small and minority business development, military mission, the preservation and growth thereof, destination tourism, conventions and events, quality of place initiatives, which are so important today, and workforce development and talent recruitment. Next slide. You know, we are extremely proud of the partnership model that this region operates in. The city, the county, the state and congressional delegations and the business community through the Chamber of Commerce work very closely, and this partnership has given us a lot of strength and a lot of capacity to make some significant inroads on various types of projects, as we'll see as you go forward. It's really the secret sauce to what has made our program work. Last year, 16, we were the number one community, or county I should say, that had the largest number of new and expanding industry announcements in the entire state. I think that in and of itself speaks for itself. You can see some of the close contenders behind that, but we beat everybody last year. But that's just last year. We had 42 projects announced last year. That's what that says. We weren't the top. Jefferson had 45 projects. But Council, I want to remind you that of those 42 projects that we brought forth last year, which amounted to 10% of all of those projects that were in the state, we only came to you with one discretionary incentive. I know y'all think we come all the time with a discretionary incentive request, but there was only one out of that 42, and that was Gahardy. Next slide. We've had this shows that we've had a pretty solid track record out of the last five out of the last 7 years. We've been in the top 3 on major economic indicators. That's really the number of industries, the number of jobs, the capital investment. And as you look down that list of years and the things that were won, you can tell that we were in the top 3 or so in very many significant indicators relating to jobs, capital investment, and number of new industries. Next slide. 17, we had 510 announced new jobs. That's to date now. And we've had 174 million plus in capital investment. That's off to a pretty good year. It's not perfect, but it's off to a pretty good year. Slide. 71 active projects representing over $2.7 billion in capital investment, and over 700 total jobs is the pipeline that Ellen's working on. Right now, that's the things that we have in line that we're running. Now, the odds are we're not going to get all those, but we're going to get some of them. Slide. This is really a look at our per capita personal income growth, and we're leading the other metros. You'll see down at the very bottom, Montgomery is 8.3%, which is a fairly significant increase over the other metros in terms of per capita income growth, which we think is a very important indicator. Slide. Non-farm employment growth last year from 15 to 16, we were second only to Huntsville. You know, I can't brag on that second too much. There wasn't a lot of difference between us and Birmingham, but we were significantly ahead of Mobile. Slide. These are the unemployment rates for 15 and 16. You may not be able to see that slide, but the one on the left is the columns on the left in gray are 15, the others are 16. Basically, what you're looking at is that Birmingham, Huntsville, and Montgomery are all very close together in it. If you can't read the numbers, Montgomery went from 5.9% in 15 to 5.7% in 16, and the others did very similar types of activities. I checked today to see what the current unemployment rate, now these are annual averages, but the current employment rate in Montgomery is 4.0. So that is fundamentally full employment. Slide. We're moving into the visitor and convention side, and on any given day in this town, $1.35 million in revenue is spent by people that stay in hotels, shop, dine, do entertainment, and obviously their lodging costs are in that. That's $493 million generated annually. So don't ever underestimate the fact that convention and tourism is a huge business. Slide. The mayor said this, he stole a little bit of our thunder, but it's worth mentioning again. For the last 3 years, Montgomery has led the state in hotel occupancy rates. This slide shows the same thing for the first 6 months, or 5 months, I should say, of this year, and we're still in that leadership position. Slide. This tracks that occupancy rate over a period of time, and you'll see that it is consistently increased. What that really means is that obviously we're getting more people in our hotel rooms, but the demand for hotel rooms is very high, and that's going to result in additional hotels being built, rooms coming onto the market, which you're seeing take place right now. Slide. Now this is Dawn's pipeline, the Convention and Visitor Division's pipeline. They currently are operating against 71 events with attendees of about 65,000, room nights that would be generated of about almost 60,000 again. The economic impact of that, just where we are today, is $15,824,000 plus. So it's again trying to demonstrate to you the effect that hotels and the people that come here to have their conventions, have their conferences and meetings make such a big difference. Slide. This again represents graphically the growth in employment by travel-related activities. It's been growing significantly. It's almost 8,200 people now that are directly engaged in travel-related employment in Montgomery County, which is a good thing. These are some game changers coming up. Next slide. One more slide. This is something that we all should be and can be extremely proud about. The mayor's played, and the city council, I should say, as well, have played a significant role in this. Alabama has gotten the first internet exchange in Montgomery, located in Montgomery. Alabama's first, and it's one of only 4 in the entire Southeast. But we just got, again with the city's great leadership, the ranking as the only 100 gig city in the state. We now have a 100 gig switch, and our internet capability is absolutely incredible, and it is sitting at the heart of a comprehensive cyber strategy that we will be working with the military in partnership with the business community. Slide. I don't think anybody is satisfied with where our public school system is. We know it's a challenge, but the chamber has worked on this for as long as I've been with the chamber, for a very long time, and we've had pockets of success, but certainly not enough success to get the public system where we would like it to be, and it needs to be the very best that it can be. The chamber, the business community are absolutely committed to making public schools the very best they can be, and we're going to stay engaged in that and do everything that we know how to support the system and help it get to the right level. Slide. Many of you remember the chamber talking about air service about 3 years ago, about the poor performance we were having and its effect on our ability to attract corporate headquarters, its ability to attract delegates to conventions and things of this nature. So we engaged in a partnership 3 years ago, and you can see a 3-year period now from 13 to 16, the effect that partnership has had at the airport. And if you look at this, you'll see that Birmingham, Huntsville's, and Mobile's performance on employments has been extremely weak compared to the almost 10% increase in employments that we have had. That is a good start, but it is only a start. We have got a long way to go. The airline industry is going through major changes, shortages of pilots, changes in the mix of the size of aircraft. But for us to be successful, we're going to have to be successful in recruiting air service and developing it in a more stronger way. Slide. The community of this region, all the communities in this region, I should say, have been absolutely incredible in their support of the F-35. The chamber and the military here have headed up a program to try to secure this F-35 because of its tremendous economic impact to the region. We believe it is significant. The 187th Air Guard has done yeoman's work, has the leadership around the airport, air service, and our business leaders, and certainly our governmental leaders, military leaders. It takes a lot to make this thing work, but the feedback that we've gotten so far is that we are in good shape. They're not committing anything, but I sure like the way we look right now. I personally think that we've got a very good shot at this project. So that, Council, Mr. Mayor, basically is everything. We certainly appreciate the partnership and confidence in the chamber that you provide to us, and are proud to be a partner in the efforts to grow this region. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. Appreciate that. Good presentation. Thank you. Any questions? Randy? Okay. All right. Let's go to the agenda. Get started. We have one person signed up. Let's see now. We got one person signed up on the agenda for the agenda items, but we'll call on them at the time that comes on the agenda. So, first item, Madam Clerk.
Mr. President, item 1, ordinance amending Chapter 7, cemeteries.
We're going to carry this over till the second meeting in August.
Second meeting in August.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
just a real quick question. I got in late. Was there any discussion on this today at all?
No, we're going. Mr. Larkin and I are going to meet with the Cemetery Authority on the 8th, and then we'll come back to council.
Okay.
Item 2, application for a retail beer and retail table wine off premises only, doing business as Sitco Food Mart at 2051 Bell Street.
Representative Sitco. There you go. I've seen your face before. Okay, your name for the record, sir?
Chris Hargett.
All right, Mr. Hargett. We already had the public hearing on this issue. It's on the floor for a vote. I need a vote up or down on this particular deal. It's on Bell Street. This,
I think it probably is.
I think he had no objections. You want that,
Move to adopt.
have a motion to adopt, all in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Feel like we're finished.
Item 3, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning one lot located at 1723 Forest Avenue from an O1 district to a B2 district.
Mr. Tyson?
Mr. President, the Planning Commission recommended the rezoning of this property for the purpose of retail sales and restoring furniture.
This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Sir, I assume you're the owner?
I'm the owner, Frederick Portis.
Seeing no objection, I stand that the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Council, I need a motion on this item.
Move to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted.
Feel like we're finished.
Item 4, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning one lot located at 1061 Eastern Boulevard from a B5 district to a B2 district.
Mr. Tyson?
Mr. President, the Planning Commission recommended the rezoning of this property in order to accommodate a complete raising and rebuilding of the service station.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Okay. I need a motion to...
Motion to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 5, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning one parcel of land located on the east side of Taylor Road, south of Halcyon Boulevard, from a PGH 35 district to a B2Q district.
This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion?
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 6, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning several parcels of land containing 63 acres located at 3561 and 3601 Wetumpka Highway from an Ag 1 and B2 district to an M1 district.
This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please step forward. You're for it?
I'm here for it.
Okay. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council.
Motion to adopt.
Need a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted.
Good deal.
Item 7, hearing on proposed ordinance rezoning 671 South Perry Street from a T4R Smart Code District to a T40 Smart Code District.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. Brought before the council. Need a motion?
Move to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 8, ordinance authorizing lease of city property located adjacent to Patterson Field to the Alabama Educational Television Commission.
Council, you got any questions? Need a motion to
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 9, ordinance altering and enlarging the corporate limits of the city of Montgomery by including within the boundaries of the city and incorporating into contiguous council district.
Mr.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 10, ordinance granting a franchise to New South Media Group LLC to construct, install, and maintain an advertising structure at a designated area at or near Buddy Watson Park.
Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
No.
You're 7. You
Against it.
voting no or
Yes,
abstaining?
Abstaining. No, ma'am. Voting against it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, the vote is 7 with 1 abstention.
Yes.
Okay.
No, ma'am. Madam Clerk. I'm a no.
You're a no.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Sitting there looking at it.
The ordinance is adopted. Item 11, resolution denying and revoking right to operate a business for failure to purchase business license. Christy Posey, doing business as Helpmate Home Care Services at 1112 South Court Street.
They have no business license,
And no
Mr.
business
President.
license at this point. And have they contacted you and talked to you?
Have not called me at all. This was, I checked as of yesterday, and the sign was still up at the location.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Your name?
I'm Christy Posey. I'm the
All right, Ms.
owner.
Posey, speak in the mic, please.
I'm Christy Posey. I'm the owner of Help Me Home Care Services. I opened my business back in 2016. I opened the business up in 2016, but due to the fact that I did not build a clientele or anything, I had closed the business later that year. I went last month to renew my license, not knowing that I should have let the city know that I had closed the business down due to the fact there wasn't any clientele that I was making any money from the business at the time. But I went to renew my license and found out that there was a $500 fine that was imposed onto renewing my license. And I come and ask that you guys remove the $500 fine so I can renew my license. If not, I ask that you give me 30 days to pay the fine so I can renew my license.
This is turned over to the mayor's office after we pass it tonight. Then you've got time in the next 2 weeks to get it done.
Okay.
And I think that's normal procedure. And if you get your money paid and then you get your license, then this will be suspended in the mayor's office.
So the $500 is still imposed on it?
Actually, it's 10 days. It would be 10 days.
Huh?
I have 10 days in order to
10 days all you
veto
got.
this. Yeah.
I mean, she's asking for 30, you know what I'm saying? Is it possible for us to give her 30, or is
I
that?
think under the ordinance, it doesn't require me to either pass or veto it. I think under the existing statutes, I only have 10 days to veto it.
She's asking
For an exception.
30, but what you're trying to tell me is that would you be operating without a license?
I would not be operating at the time. I'm trying to renew my license then, so I can reopen my business.
You can't be open unless you got a license.
I understand that. That's what I'm asking for, the 30 days to pay off the...
30 days?
But what is your status right today?
I'm not open right now. That's what I was going to renew my license to reopen my
Well,
business.
if you're not open, you don't need a business license. And so if you want to open in 30 days and get a business license, then you come back in 30 days to get your business license. But my sense is that you have some semblance of operating a business today, or yesterday, or the day before, or whenever it was.
I'm not operating at
You're
this
not
time.
operating now?
No.
She was given notice of no license, and that $500 is a citation fee that we charge everyone. If they come in and pay within 10 days or make arrangements, that goes away. My letter to her was dated June the 20th, which is almost a month ago. She's made no arrangements to come in, ask any questions about it. Before she gets her license, she is going to have to pay the money. So if she's not doing business, she doesn't have a license, then I'd ask you to approve this.
And then she comes back and gets her license 30 days from now.
That's correct.
It don't matter about what we're doing. You don't have a license anyway, so this just says you don't have a license. All we're doing tonight. And we're not telling you can't have a license 30 days from now. You can have one 30 days. What we're doing is just saying you can't have it. You're out of business right now.
Can I ask a question?
We're just confirming what you just told. Okay? You just told us you weren't in business. This confirmed it. Okay?
May I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
There's a difference between you operating a business and doesn't have a license, in my mind, as opposed to you not renewing your license. So give me some clarity on it. Did she just not renew her license, or was she operating a business without a license? Because there's a difference to me. I mean, I know it has nothing to do with the fine, but you know, I wouldn't like to see her operating a business and didn't have a license. But you know, just because she didn't renew a license, I don't see anything nefarious about that. other than the fact that there is a fine. So do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. They found that she had not renewed her license. That started the process going. And as I said, as of yesterday, there's a very nice sign right on the outside of the building that looks like a business is operational there. Once they do that, they start the process of sending them letters. The first one would have been sent in February or early March to tell them to get a license. And after that goes by, then they send a letter, you've not gotten your license and we're putting a citation that was approved by the council of $500. If you come in within 10 days, that is waived. You get your license. She did not do that. And then I sent her my letter almost a month ago, and this is the first we've heard of her. I did go by yesterday and check, and the sign is still there. So if she's not doing business, she's not doing business. But she will have to wait and get a license before she is able to do any business. By passing the ordinance, all you're doing is giving us the authority, if we find her doing business, to take some action.
But let me ask you.
I like to say that as far as the location that he's saying, I rented a spot there, and I wasn't there to receive those letters that he's sent by the $500. That's why when I went to renew, to come to find out, to try to renew the license, and that's when I found out. That was the first time I found out about the $500. It was new to me. I did not receive any of the letters that they sent out to that building.
May I ask one more question? Mr. McGinnis, if indeed she had come to you and said that she's no longer having a license, a business, she's going to close it down, and if she were to come back and reopen, would that have made a difference?
They've had occasions in the past where somebody came in and said, I'm not doing business, I've closed down. In that event, we took no action. But she's not contacted us at all. My letters were not returned, and neither were the letters from the Revenue Department. Somehow she knew to be here tonight.
And if she's got a sign in her door saying this business, it seems to me that if somebody walked in, that she'd be accepting it. And so the simplest way to do it would be to pass the ordinance. If we find out she's operating the business, we'll shut it down. If she's not, and she comes back when she is able to get the fine and buys a business license.
But Mary, you were going to veto it or sign it or let it lie on your table. And anyway, 10 days is going to be law.
No, I normally would not wait for that unless the council asked me to do that. Normally, I'd go ahead and sign it tomorrow, or it'll actually be Monday now because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Would sign the ordinance approving what you've done. But if you want me to, I can wait for 10 days, which would make it probably Monday or Friday of next week.
But here's my question. Friday. If she were not to come up with the $500, she says she can't come up with it. And if she were to come back, say 2 months, would that have any bearing on her? Would the fine have gone up? Would it have any bearing?
No, none. She'd still pay the $500 and whatever the business license is.
But if you sign it, Mayor, and she doesn't have it, then you got to come back. We got to do another ordinance, overriding your ordinance. Am I wrong? In other words, if she pays it 15 days, then we got to go back and vote to override you.
No, sir, you can't override that. Not in 15 days.
Okay.
Well, I guess you could. I guess technically, yes, you probably could.
Yeah, but okay, I understand. In my own mind's eye, I understand.
Okay. Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules. Ma'am, are you clear on what our discussion? You said you're not open and working now, so really, you won't have to have a business license because you're not operating. We're just kind of solidifying that. Whenever, whether it's tomorrow, next month, or in 3 months, you get the 500 plus whatever your annual business license is, you give it to the city, and then you will have a license and you can start operating again.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
All right. Need a motion to suspend the rules?
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
7. Mr. Larkin. Did you raise your hand, Mr. Larkin?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, unanimous. I couldn't see it.
All right.
Item 12 has been withdrawn. Item 13, application for a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license, doing business as Range 231 at 3250 Wetumpka Road.
Okay. Your name for the record, please.
Jessica Milton.
Brad Martin.
Okay, Brad. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, the public hearing has been held. It's part of the council. Need a motion?
I got just
Mr.
got a
Lyons?
question.
Yeah.
Is that the golf range out
Yes,
there?
sir.
Are y'all gonna be running a bar out there, or is it, you know?
Yeah, we've taken over. There's a small karaoke bar on the inside and the drive range.
You still have the driving range?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Need a motion to suspend the rules?
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion adopted.
All in favor, raise your hand.
It's all been
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Thank you, sir.
Item 14, application for a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license, doing business as CC Daiquiris at 19 Commerce Street.
Representative. Hi, Candy. Come on up.
Thank you.
Your name for the record, Candy.
My name is Candy Capel. I'm the owner of CC's Daiquiris, and this is the manager, Kiana James.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing been held. It's proper for the council. I need a motion.
Move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
And before the motion, you need a motion to adopt?
Yeah, I need a motion to adopt.
Well, before the motion to adopt, I'd like to make an editorial comment.
Okay.
Because I want to say that what an honor it is to be a part of the city council and to be able to make the motion to adopt this ordinance for the opening of a business for my longtime friend. I want to say to her how proud I am of her, and how much I admire your entrepreneurial spirit, and that you are setting a role model for other local entrepreneurs to look at downtown spaces and to set up and to operate their businesses there. We would like to commend you for the enormous success that you have had with this business across from Renaissance, and I would like to give you an opportunity to acquaint the audience in this building and on television of your new location and your possible projected date for opening.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your confidence in me and in the business, and the confidence of this city council and this administration. So the new location is 19 Commerce, directly across from the Alabama State University building in downtown, not too far from Lower Dexter Avenue and the fountain. We're projecting early August. We're working very diligently to reopen the new space, or to open the new space, and we're looking forward to serving our old clients as well as new patrons, and we're excited about the future. We're very happy for this opportunity and very happy to be able to exercise an entrepreneurial spirit in downtown Montgomery.
Well, thank you so much and congratulations. And
Thank
Mr.
you.
President, I move to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Get over your business, Candy.
Thank you.
Item 15, application for a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license, doing business as West Side Social and Savings at 2127 Day Street.
Yes, sir. Your name for the record, sir?
Vic Henson.
Okay, Vic. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's proper for the council.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
I'll say to Mr. Henson, is it Mr. Henson?
Yes.
Mr. Henson, I have spoken to a number of people in the vicinity of this location where you're hoping to open and to operate this business.
This is just a license transfer.
It is a transfer?
Yeah.
It is a transfer from whom to whom?
From Jason Stinson to Vic Henson.
See again, I'm sorry.
Jason Stinson to Vic Henson.
Okay, so it's an existing license?
Yeah.
He just transferred.
You're just transferring
He
license?
just getting a new one for a new owner. You the new owner?
Yes. Where we were partners
So this is not your first involvement with this establishment, though, is it? I mean, you have been involved with this already. Is that correct?
Yes, that's my turn.
Am I
Yes,
correct in assuming that you have already been working with this organization?
yes,
All right. So you have some history in the neighborhood.
yes.
Yes. And my whole point in saying what I said earlier, it was simply to say that the people in the neighborhood think that you have done a good job. They feel that you have been respectful of the neighborhood, and they would like to see you to continue to operate as long as you will continue to operate in the future as you have operated in the past.
Yes.
All right. So I move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is
Good luck
adopted.
with your business, sir.
Thank you.
Item 16, application for retail beer and retail table wine owner off premises, doing business as Chantilly 13 at 10477 Chantilly Parkway.
Representative Chantilly. Your name for the record, sir?
Tony Sellers.
Okay, Tony. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, I declare the public hearing's been held. Brought before the council.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Have motion suspend rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Y'all just changing ownership of the...
Yes, sir. We were Carmike, and then they got bought up by AMC, and now we're New Vision.
Okay, very good.
And-
Good
and
luck.
Will
Very
anything
good
change, Mr. President, will anything change? Will the movies change? Will it still be, new release, first quality? I mean, you've got a really nice facility out there. We always enjoy going there. Would anything change the new ownership?
The goal is to make it better. I mean, Carmike was a bigger corporation, and New Vision is new, and they're looking for new ideas, and we're already introducing a lot of new initiatives in the location. So the goal is to improve upon an already great model and just add more to the community.
Very good. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Item 17, application for retail beer on or off premises, doing business as Mama Goldberg's Deli at 36 Dexter Avenue.
Representative Mama Goldberg's, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Your name for the record, sir?
Harold Newell.
Well, Harold. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, if the public hearing's been held, it's brought before the council.
Move to suspend the rules.
Have motion to suspend rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is
Welcome
adopted.
downtown. When do you open up?
Next week, hopefully, yeah. So got to get our final inspections and we'll be good.
Mr. President,
Good luck with your business.
Mr.
Yes,
President,
sir.
before you leave, we've been hearing about Mama Goldberg's for a long, long, long time. First time we heard about it was when we were going to go into the Weber building over here a number of years ago. Share with us Mama Goldberg and your menus, what your forte is.
Primarily steamed sandwiches, grilled wraps, salads, soups, quick service lunches. We will hopefully have beer on tap and cans. And that's it. We'll just get you in.
Evening meal as well?
Sir?
Evening meal as well, or just lunch?
Yes, sir. Evening as well. Not Sunday nights, but the other 6 nights of the week.
Good luck with your business, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 18, application for an alternative transportation service by Leslie Stone, doing business as K3C Transportation at 3800 McInnes Road.
Your name for the record, please.
Leslie Stone.
Oh, Leslie. This is a public hearing. Anyone like?
No, sir.
It's not a public hearing. We're not in a
No,
public
sir.
hearing. Council, you got any question, Ms. Stone? Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move for adoption.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business, ma'am.
Thank you.
Item 19, application for a taxi cab company by Tyrone Barnes, doing business as T. Barnes Professional Cabbing at 386 Thornfield Drive, Millbrook, Alabama.
Your name for the record, sir.
Sir?
Your name for the record.
Oh, Tyrone Barnes.
Mr. Barnes.
Yes, sir.
Council, you have any question, Mr. Barnes? Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Item 20, appeal of proposed demolition of an unsafe structure at 1448 Mobile Road by James Cannon, Jr.
Okay. Good to hear you in there, Mr. Carr. Is Mr. Cannon here? James Cannon, Jr.? Guess he's not here. Okay. Next item. What's that, Mr. Carr?
We need to approve. We need to.
Just denial of the appeal.
Huh?
Denial of the appeal.
Okay. Need a motion to deny this? He's not here.
Motion to uphold.
All in favor, raise your hand.
To uphold or deny the appeal?
To deny the appeal.
Have a motion to deny the appeal. Need to suspend the rules first.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Don't need to suspend the rules.
You don't?
No, sir. You don't have a resolution in front of you.
Okay, all we got is just to uphold. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have a motion to uphold. All in favor, raise your hand. You didn't come.
Motion to deny.
Deny.
Motion to deny.
Unanimous, I think. Item 21, resolution designating nuisance abatement agents.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 22, resolution assessing the cost of abatement of unsafe structures on various lots.
Move to adopt.
All in favor,
Move
raise
to suspend the rules.
Suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
To adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 23, resolution declaring public nuisances, authorizing abatement and assessing cost of abatement of public nuisances on various lots.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Move to adopt.
Unanimous.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
All right. Okay. All right, now we're down to number 24. Dr. Felicia Bell, Director of the Rosa Parks Museum. Hi there. Hi. Let's come in front of us. So that'd be, oh yeah, that's okay where you at. Go over here. You come on here.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
My name is Dr. Felicia Bell. I'm the director of the Rosa Parks Museum, and I'm here as a follow-up to a letter that I sent to the council on behalf of Councilman Larkin, in care of Councilman Larkin, and I just wanted to thank you for the appropriation of $1,500 to the Rosa Parks Museum to support our inaugural Juneteenth celebration that we had on June 17th, 2017. And it was a wonderful event. It was a block party style event. We had over 2,000 visitors to downtown Montgomery at our museum. We had about 400 in the children's wing. We had about 800 visitors in our main permanent exhibit and another 800 at the block party throughout the day. So we really appreciated your appropriation. It helped us to put on a great event of music, dancing, performing arts. We had about 30 vendors. And so it was a wonderful event, and we hope to do it again next year and hope that the city will sponsor the event.
We'll see. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Very much, Dr. Bell.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we got some other stuff on here.
You have a resolution reappointing Michael Fritz to the Board of Trustees, Montgomery City County Public Library.
Mr. Renew, I need a motion to suspend the rules on this item.
Move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. And council, I have put before you contingency funds that the mayor has approved for District 1, $500 to Mountain View East Homeowners Association, $500 to Bellhurst Homeowners Association, $500 to Fox Hollow Homeowners Association, $500 to Arrowhead Homeowners Association.
Anybody got help?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to add $1,000 to the East Montgomery Angels.
Is that the Southern League?
No.
East,
East
That's
Montgomery.
Montgomery East. East Montgomery League.
Montgomery. It's East Montgomery League.
East Montgomery League.
Angels softball.
okay.
I'd like to do 500 to Southern League. Also 500 to Positive Parents Have Power.
Wait a minute, 500 to positive.
Parents Have Power. I think that's the name. You have to look that up later.
Okay.
District 2, I'd like to do $1,000 to the East Montgomery softball league specifically for the East Montgomery Angels for the World Series.
Is that all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Anybody else?
All the people out there in District 6 are looking at me as if I'm supposed to do appropriation. Tell them they've already been taken care of, man.
They've been taken care of.
All right. So I don't have to put my stuff out here. All right.
All right. I need a motion to adopt this.
Motion to adopt.
Everybody raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Okay. Anybody got anything else? On our public communication roster of non-agenda items,